Well, hello, hello, General Hospital Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Cliffhanger Friday. Not really a cliffhanger, but it's Friday, September the 30th, 2022. I have breaking news, breaking news. Diane is still in surgery. Thought she would have been out by now, but Diane is still in surgery. She's still hanging in there. And I'm telling you, without Finn finding that antidote to the poisonous venom, she would have coded out right there on the operating room table, and they wouldn't have known why. Thank you, Dr. Finn. Thank you, Dr. Finn. Because if anything happens to Diane, I'm telling you, I'm gonna be so mad. But she's hanging in there. She's gonna make it. We all know she's gonna make it because she's hung in there for how many days? Two, three? Goodness, in the operating room. So anyway, Diane, we're wishing you a speedy recovery. We have Anna and Valentine and their afterglow, and they're talking, and he gets this text from a aged up Charlotte, a definite teenager now. She's aged up. Um, Sent him a nice picture, but she's letting him know, she misses him. She's wondering why hasn't he come to see her? But she's happy. She misses him. She loves the school. So then, of course, Anna's like, you know what? We're gonna get her. We're going to find a way to get Charlotte. So then, after they're done, they go to the Metro Court to have some brunch, and they run into Nina, and Nina, you know, tells them, "Look, I miss Charlotte." And Valentine's like, I miss her too. She just sent me this picture this morning, and Nina took a look at it. She goes, oh my goodness, she's getting so big, so grown. Yes, she is. She'll be in college by the time we see her back. She'll be going to college with Emma Drake, right? And Joss and Trina. So Nina says, tell her to call me. And Valentine says, I will. I will tell her to call you. So then Valentine comes up with the bright idea. He goes, that's our ticket in to Charlotte. And Anna's like, wait, no, Lucy's already in enough danger. He goes, no, no, no. I'm not talking about putting Nina into danger. But I believe Nina will be able to get to see Charlotte. So I think that's going to be the key, is somehow they're going to convince Victor to let Nina go see Charlotte. So we shall see, and then that way they can kind of follow behind her and kind of get things going. So we have tonight, Chase is supposed to be singing at the Savoy. Okay. So Brooklyn is trying to get him ready, trying to teach him how to take care of his voice as a singer, and he has all the wrong foods, all the wrong things that are harsh on the voice. So they're having their little thing, and they do their little kiss and whatnot. But they see Sonny. They go to the Metro Court, and Chase wants to thank Nina, but Nina's not there. And he goes, he wanted to thank her for the gig, or for the mention to Curtis for the gig. And Sonny's like, I don't think Nina got to speak to Curtis. We went to the Savoy, yes, but I don't think she was able to ask Curtis. And so Chase is looking like, well, if she didn't, then I wonder who did. So Sonny, before this conversation happened with Chase, he had been at the bar. Miss Wu came up to him and says, listen, I just want you to know you have my full support. And he looks at her, he goes, well, good, but for what? And she goes, look, it seems this serial killer is targeting you. That's what it seems to me. So I want you to know you have at your disposal my full resources. And he's like, well, that's good to know. And but in other words, why? She goes, look, what happens to you affects both of our bottom lines. So it's advantageous that we look out for each other. See, and he looks at her and he goes, well, okay, duly noted. Because in her mind, she's like, I'm liking this two-way split. I'd rather it be a one-way split with me, but I'm liking this two-way split. I'm letting you think you're in charge as I slowly take over things. But, hey, we got a good thing going here. So she says, oh, and just to let you know, there is a card game happening tonight. And he's like, whatever. Long as I get my cut at the other door, I don't care. But then he says, um, doesn't she feel it could be a little bit risky with having the game tonight? And I forget the reason he gave, something about he was a cop. Well, Brando wasn't a cop. So I don't know what she could be talking about. Sonny could have been talking about, but Selena's like, hey, you know what? Why don't you join the game tonight? I got a spot for you. I hear you're excellent at cards. And Sonny looks at her like, no, I won't be joining the game. I have no need to join the game. In his mind, he's thinking, if I want to go join a game, I'm gonna hop on a plane and go to my island that is a casino. And I could join a game. Why would I join a game in a back room with your people, Selena? So he's like, no, 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 I won't be doing that. you know, And I'm thinking, why? So she could thinking Cody could fleece him and Sonny would lose, and now she's got a lot of Sonny's money. That's not going to happen. So she goes, well, if you ever change your mind, there's always a seat at my table. Part of me thinking, is she flirting with him? I read a comment. One of the commenters says, I kind of think they could be together. And the funny thing is, after today's episode, I thought that would be interesting. The two of them both in a relationship fighting for power in the bedroom. That's going to be interesting, right? So they had that conversation, and then she walks away, and that's when Chase and Brooklyn walk up, and Sonny says no, he doesn't think Nina said anything. And he goes, then I wonder, how did I get the gig? And then Sonny's thinking about in Curtis's club when Miss Wu came up to him. Selena says, when he said there's a singer called, Harrison Chase. And she goes, yeah, that detective that's no longer on the force or suspended. And Sonny told her to look out, he wanted to see if she could get him a spot there. And Selena's like, thank you for thinking of us, meaning Savoy is, and that's her business too. Why, thank you for thinking of us. So after Chase says that, Sonny looks over at the elevator at her like, girl, what you up to? Huh? Is there something going on with you that I don't know about, Selena? And she looks at him and she smirks. And you know how Selena is, she will turn her back and she will saunter herself away. She got in the elevator and then turned around and looked at Sonny as the doors closed. And Sonny's thinking, oh, I think I might be overlooking something with her, but I can't put my finger on it. This woman, she's intriguing me here. I may have to give some thought to what she's doing. At least that's what I'm thinking Sonny's saying, right? He should be saying that, or he should be thinking that in his head. If he's not, okay, shame on you. But then we have scenes where Nicholas is at the hospital, tries to get into it with Finn, and Finn's about to step to him because Nicholas said something way out of pocket with him about he's the reason Elizabeth is having all these mental issues. She was fine until Finn came along, and Finn is like, what's that supposed to mean? And Alexis and Gregory had just gotten off the elevator, and they break it up, and Alexis takes Nicholas, Gregory takes Finn, and they talk. But anyway, after they're all done, said and done, Nina, while Nicholas is being occupied with Alexis, Nina gets there and she says, listen, girlfriend, I'm here to free you. I'm here to spring you. And Ava does tell Nina that I will go home with you. I'm not ready to go back to when I will go home with you. So thank you. So Nicholas comes in as I think actually Ava hadn't given complete confirmation. And Nina was reminding her again, the offer still stands. Come and stay with me. And Nicholas walks in with Victor behind because Victor says, she's family. And I know she's being released. I'm here to support you. So they both come in, and Nicholas says, that won't be necessary. Ava will be coming home with me. And Ava looks at him, and Ava's like, for one, I'm not about to come home with you. You know, Ava says, I'm not about to be driven from my home. I did nothing wrong. Okay. She says, however, Nicholas, I am not ready to live under the same roof with you yet, which was interesting. That's the first time she said yet. It is just too soon for me. So Nina, she goes, so I will be returning home. And Nicholas says, yeah, but that's Windermere. She goes, no, my original home. Before I met you, my home. So I guess Nina must have bought Ava's old penthouse apartment right in her building. And so she goes, Nina, I'll be happy to move in with you. And so the wheelchair comes, Ava gets in the wheelchair, the orderly wheels are out, and Nina takes her bag and she's kind of switching by Nicholas like, she's coming home with me. She's coming home with me. Nina was just sauntering and hey, almost doing a dance out that hospital room. And Nicholas was just looking, but yet he wasn't too upset because he did hear the words, yet. See, yet. It's just not right now, but I will be there soon enough, right? So then before Victor got to the hospital, Victor went by to see Spencer. Woo, Spencer looking, Spencer's looking like he's been in prison, right? No haircut, you a little scruffy, and he's wearing a prison uniform that's what, 3-4 times his size. And he says, yeah, he's getting flack because the inmates know that Sonny has people looking out for him and Victor has people looking out for him. He goes, and my cop friend got me a job in the library, so I'm not one of the most popular people here. Well, truth be told, in prison, Spencer never would have been. Oh, you wait, I take that back. He would have been popular, but in a way he wouldn't have liked. He would have been very popular. So he told Victor that, and they steal his food. They make sure he doesn't have the right uniform and they take his food because Victor's like, you don't look like you've eaten in here. And he goes, I'm going to speak to the warden right now. And he goes, Uncle Victor, you're going to do no such thing. You're going to do nothing because that's only going to make it worse for me if you do that. And he says, you owe me, Uncle Victor. So Victor goes, oh, okay, my boy. And Spencer had asked about Ava as soon as Victor sat down, and he told her, she's going to be released. And he goes, but you don't even like Ava. It's okay, my boy. You can ask about, he goes, don't mention my father's name. I'm not going to ask about him because I don't care. And he goes, my boy, you don't care about Ava, but you asked about her. He goes, I told you, Uncle Victor, don't say his name. He goes, as a matter of fact, you know what? My father, so Spencer says it himself, my father hasn't even come to see me in here. And Victor said, yeah, but you only would have turned him away. He would have got here and you would have had the pleasure of turning him away. And he goes, yeah, but the father that raised me, the father that I grew up with, no matter what I would have said, he still would have come here. My father still would have come here to see me. So Victor says, okay, I will go to go. No, I'm not saying this for you to go tell him to come see me. Because I'm going to turn him away anyway. That was funny. He didn't say because I'm gonna turn him away anyway. He didn't say it. Victor said that earlier, but that's exactly what Spencer's saying. You go tell him to come see me. I'm turning him away for sure, right? So they have a talk, and Victor leaves, and that's when he goes to GH. And then Spencer's like, "Look, my shift is getting ready to start at the library. I have to get over there. I don't want to be late." So the guard is there. Spencer is stacking up books. The guard quietly leaves. And I'm thinking, okay, here it comes. Guard tiptoes out of there. And of course, somebody troublemaking comes in, and Spencer is putting books away. And he has a book he needs to put across the room past this guy. So as he's starting to pass, the guy slaps the book out of his hand, and Spencer steps back. And he's like, what's with you, man? And the guy's like, pick it up, because he wanted Spencer like down on the ground so he could either kick him or hit him. And Spencer's like, no, I'm not going to pick that up. You dropped it. You pick it up. He goes, I said pick it up. And Spencer's like, I'm not doing it. So the guy takes a book and he hits Spencer across the head, and poor Spencer hits the ground. And I don't know if he knocked him out with the book, because he did hit him in the head with the book, or Spencer's just staying down, trying to keep his head down. I don't know. Monday, we'll see what happened to Spencer. You know, I'm hating to see this, but this is reality, unfortunately. You know, unfortunately, this is reality. He could have had his little 10 days in Spring Ridge if he would have given up the guard's name. I would have done that. Seriously. Because the guard never would have given up Victor's name. Because the guard would have known, I'm going to be a dead man if I do that. And Victor would have given the guard a lot of money to disappear. You know, take your family and go. Right? So anyway, we've got 2 more months, unfortunately, of this with Pittenville with Spencer. So I really don't want to see a whole lot of Spencer getting beat up. I just don't. I like Spencer, and I would hate to see this, because unfortunately, I think he's going to come out of Pittenville more hardened. He's not going to be the Nicholas Trina loves, because Trina still loves him. He's going to be a bit different. I don't know. I really don't know what's going to happen to Spencer. He's going to come out ready to either work for Victor or work for Sonny. One of the two. So let's go to Comment Corner. Comment Corner, Sandy says, maybe Curtis did overstep, but it was for Trina's good. Was he overstepping when Curtis was finding evidence in her case? I know. The writers could do a better job of this storyline. I agree with you. Jordan is right, and Portia knows it. What I don't understand is how all of this time Portia has been acting normal, and only recently has the secret begun to bother her. Yep, sure is. Well, it really began to bother her when the whole genetic testing thing came up with the schizophrenia issue. That's the only reason she started thinking, oh my goodness, I got to make sure my daughter's okay. And then Ron says, people forget how Taggart felt when the truth came. Wait, people forget how Taggart will feel when the truth comes out. Portia will have a lot of explaining to do. That is so true. And this Chemo Beauty says, okay, Portia, be hard-headed. If she thinks Mary and Curtis will keep him once the secret comes out, then she's delusional. That is so true. If you remember back, Trina was quick to catch an attitude with Curtis when she thought Taggart was dead, and she thought Curtis could have saved her father. Curtis should have saved her father instead of saving her life, getting her out of there. She did. She blamed Curtis, and she was very disrespectful to Curtis. And then she goes, these storylines with Spinelli and Cody can kick rocks. Yes, Sonny did get Michael all the way together. Yep. Word on the street is the actor who plays Brooklyn is being replaced with the actor who played her in the past, the one who got her neck cut by Nell. I don't know if I liked that original Brooklyn. I went back and I watched the episode where Nell did slash her throat. And I thought, you know what? I don't know that I liked that Brooklyn. There was a Brooklyn before that one came on the scene, probably 7 years ago. I liked that Brooklyn. I really liked that Brooklyn. The Brooklyn that tried to come between Dante and Lulu, I liked that Brooklyn. Lisa says, I mentioned the reporters because they would have a grudge against Sonny for beating Felty, for giving Sasha drugs. He will want payback for the beating. Just a thought. I still think it's Esme and Ryan. Cody knows too much about everyone in town. He sure does. Curtis did overstep big time. Trina will not be happy with him. Portia is stupid not listening to Jordan. She lived through keeping secrets from Curtis, and it didn't end well. Ava giving Curtis credits for the internship was nice, but Trina was unhappy with Curtis, stating starting all of this. If I was Trina, I would want to know why he was pushing his way, into her life suddenly. Yeah, I mean, he's doing a lot more suddenly, but maybe that's because there is an actual wedding date. No, there is no wedding date yet. Curtis is not divorced. That is so true. And then we says Sam needs to tell Sam about Cody, talking about Spinelli. Spinelli does need to shut down that site before he gets in trouble. He needs to just shut it all the way down, and then Cody has nothing to blackmail him for. And then she believes, yes, Austin was working for the mob in Paul Tuck. She said a long time ago Austin was getting away from something or someone. And then this is it. Michael's going to blow Dex's cover. Well, he didn't, right? Jocelyn shows up to protect him from Sonny. The hook stabber wears a coat and a hoodie. That is one mean guy working Dex over. I know. That clanking sound could be handcuffs from Rory. I'm telling you, if it is, Rory is stupid as all get up, right? Robin says, Portia needs to know, because you want the secret to stay a secret. It will not stay a secret. You don't get you get chances to tell Curtis, but it'll come out. It says, stay a secret and will not stay a secret. You get chances to tell, but it won't come out. Yeah, she gets chances. She never has any real reason thinking she's gonna tell the whole thing. She really doesn't. And then Anna Rihanna says, hello, wait till you hear spill the tea. What spill the tea? Portia better come from fairyland and realize that Jordan has lived this lie already and it wasn't good. Jordan may be there to pick up the pieces. Yes, she sure is, to console Curtis, right? How sweet of Ava to help Trina, and Curtis trying to help his daughter. Yep, he doesn't know that. This is such a bomb waiting to go off. Gonna pass on Cody, Mac, Felicia, and Maxie saga. Me too. And Spinelli and Sam. I don't care about them either. Michael can sit down. Jocelyn has a grown moment, and for a bit, I saw the Sonny that I loved. I know Sonny that I love, Sonny that we all loved is coming back. That Mike Fogg is coming out of him, away from him. Thanks for a great recap update. Great. And LaShanta says Curtis overstepped. Ava didn't want to fire her, but he talked her into it. Now Portia sees that what Jordan is talking about. I'm glad Spinelli told Sam. Cody blackmailed him, and he's got an agenda for Britt. See, I'd fast forwarded that. So I do remember, because I did fast forward back a bit, that he did say Cody wanted me to match her with that. For some reason, He does. He's got an agenda. He's was like fixated on Brit. So that was very interesting, and that did come out. So thank you for the comments on Comment Corner. We will be back on Monday to see what happens to our beloved Spencer. Oh my goodness, he's going to end up with a big old black eye and a big old bruise on his face because Nicholas will probably come see him on Monday. And when he does, he's going to see Spencer has been roughed up a bit. So with that being said, everyone have a phenomenal weekend.